want to say the first 2 months, I always thought I had a budget, but I never really had a budget. So really putting it into play, seeing numbers, it kind of made me change my perspective a little.
Yeah.
But typically, what I would do is, pay the bills that I had, and then all the rest go into a savings account. Go into a savings account. So I had this huge savings account, which really wasn't doing much. Um, I want to say like my mindset changed because off of that, I paid off damn near like all my student loans. I had like 30 when I first started, it was like 33,000. Um, and in student loans, I brought that down to like just one loan for like 45 right now. And I'm probably
Incredible.
gonna,
So you paid off about 30K of student loans.
yeah.
That's
And that's
that's a,
just
that's a
like,
big deal.
I have this money, but I was always kind of like, well, shit, I don't want to let my money go. But at the same time, it, I always knew the interest was the killer, right?
Sure.
So I was always like, but I still have all this, why pay it off? But I just kind of nut it up and shut it up. Like, forget it,
Sure.
I'm just gonna pay it. Um, but no, that was I think the big change. What I really wanted to get out of this course, and like I said, I think the big one was these Monday courses was actually growing my money.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, I never really had a spending problem. I always saw myself as living paycheck to paycheck,
Hmm.
but not in the sense that I was spending it all. I was always like, you have like $500 to work with, $400 to work with, whatever it is, and like again, the rest would just go into a savings account or buy stocks or whatever the case is. But really, what I wanted to do is like kind of make that money work for me. Obviously, who doesn't want more money, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, these Monday meetings, and I think I jumped on to like a Wednesday one. Like you had like a one off, and that was with like Aaron and Ben.
Yep,
So I
Aaron.
I actually invested with them in the Rise one they did a couple months back, and hopefully I invest on their next one. They said they should have another one coming soon. I always
Sure.
saw myself as investing heavy into real estate.
Yeah. No, that's
So
awesome.
I
So you
I
you
have a rental property already. So
yeah. So you've done syndication, you paid off your student loans, you
mhm.
started investing your money. Those are some significant wins. What was holding you back before starting this? Like what was the fear that you had and how were you able to overcome that?
The fear that I had, I don't I don't want to say particularly fear, but well actually it is fear. Um, you take a while to grow your savings account. My fear was like, whoa, what about I start seeing that money dwindle down,
What
and
if you
I never
lose it
saw.
essentially? It was the
Yeah,
worry. Yep,
yep,
yep.
and that was my like, well, you're not really losing it. You're not. Yeah, you lost it, but it's really going off to pay something off that could contribute more into that money down the road.
Yep.
So yeah, I think
Love it,
that
man.
was a mindset.
What would you tell somebody that is scared right now? They're, especially with like current day, what we're
Hmm.
experiencing. What would you tell somebody with all the war tensions, inflation, the election season? There's so much at play right now. To get started.
To get started, I know for a lot of people, most people think of like when they open a brokerage account or a 401k or a Roth IRA, whatever it is, they think they're gonna get their money right away. Like,
Yeah.
by next week I'm gonna have a couple $1,000.
Yep.
Unless you're actively like option trading or day trading and really know what you're doing, that's not gonna happen.
100%.
That's not gonna happen. I know it's not gonna happen. You might get lucky and have like a quick pump, but
It's a
it's
long-term game.
yeah. I think it'll be more, regardless of what's happening, regardless of whatever's out on the headlines right now, right? Like you said, there's inflation, there's like everything going on that Iran might, let off a nuke.
Yep.
Everyone's panic selling and panicking over, not only the stock market but like crypto and whatnot. Basically the world's falling apart. But
In other
if
news.
yeah, um, if you really pay attention to it, and I think that's something that I was really good at. All the all the holdings that I have in my brokerage account, I don't consider them as like I need that money. You know, I invested, I more or less I put it in my head that I lost that money
Yep.
until I really want to pull out. Thankfully, the majority of it is like Tesla stock that I got when I was working there, so
Yep.
that's free money.
Yeah.
The other ones that I've accumulated, it's been bits and pieces that I really didn't see it like as a hit.
Sure.
So of course I'm down like 10% on the day because everyone's doing pretty
Yeah,
horrible, right?
everybody today
Um,
is like down, of course.
but I think the big fear was like regardless of where it's going, if you put it and you know use that compound interest like you teach in the course, you're gonna end of the day succeed. You
For
probably won't
sure.
succeed tomorrow, you know, years down the road because that's what you teach longevity and the long game, right? You're gonna
Yes.
win.
Yes.
It's you
100%.
know, and I think something, and I think you guys do a pretty good job of vetting out. Like it's not a get rich, you know, you don't sell get rich scheme. You don't. It isn't like come with me and you're gonna make $50,000 by
No,
the
it's
end of
not.
the
That's
six
not what
months.
we do
It's not
here.
that. Yeah.
That CPA designation would be taken off my wall if I did
Hmm.
that.
So yeah, that I think that's the big one. Regardless of where the market goes, and I know it's easy, but it's hard for people to put their money into something and see it like collapsing when they don't panic.
100%. Education's key.
Yep.
Time and experience is key. Being in the right group is key because there's so many things emotional that
Hmm.
somebody can go through when they see a nosedive like today we've seen in the
Hmm.
market, which is part of it, and we all know that. But it's hard for people to understand that until they really understand